Alright, y'all. Today we're getting back into stuff that y'all might actually want to watch instead of the videos that we've been putting out because we ain't had no bag jobs lately. We're going to do some airbags, finally. Again, yes, airbags. But only on the back. We're not doing them on the front right now. Customer only wants them on the back. So that's what we're going to give him. This truck is a 2018 regular cab short bed Silverado, or Sierra. I'm sorry, it's GMC. I can't curse it like that. You call it Chevrolet. It's a GMC Sierra. We're going to take the drop kit off the back, leaf springs, and put a NFamus 3-link kit with their raised gas tank crossmember. We've got a 7-gallon air tank from Reckless, which I'm not familiar with. They send brackets with it apparently. We're going to figure that out as we go. We've got an airlift 3-piece setup that we're going to use. Vire 444 dual pack. We've got, sorry the gnats are terrible. We've got a Stinger 80 amp, all that good stuff that we normally use. And we're going to jump in on this thing, get this bed snatched off. This truck has already got a step notch in it. It's already got a shock relocation kit on it. Now, we're probably not going to be able to reuse that. We're going to mount them off the link bar like NFamus intended. That way we don't limit the lift with the shock. I hope the notch is in the right spot. Also, the wheel tubs have already been cut out. We're not tubbing the bed on this truck. We're just going to do a nice radius cut around the tire, make it look presentable, and get it back to him. So, I've only got a couple weeks to get this thing in and out. Working on it a few hours a day, it's going to take a couple weeks. So we're going to jump in. I don't know if it's going to be 1 video, 3 videos, 10 videos. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. I want to do a little bit more detailed video on the install. Just kind of show y'all a little bit more the specifics of it and what not to do and what to do. But I haven't installed one of these in a while, so I may be a little rusty myself. So we're going to jump in. Get this thing on the lift, get the bed took off, and then we will be back to dig in and start tearing the rear suspension apart. I also like to take note and video and pictures of stuff whenever I work on customers' vehicles like this. This truck's been modified a lot. It's hammered. And as you can see, we got service tire monitor. We've got, when you put it in gear, close the door. We got service tire monitor. We got several different codes up there. We have a steering code. So whenever I was backing it in, it was saying service steering. Yeah, steering assist right there is reduced. Drive with care. So the electronic power steering is not working currently. That's not anything that we did. It was also telling me one more code, but I don't remember which one it was now. Hold on. Oh, service stability track. That's it. So we just want to take note of these things. Like if you're doing that stuff on customers' vehicles, you need to take note of that kind of stuff before you take it apart, because you want to protect yourself. You want to protect yourself in these situations, because you know it's one of those. Ever since you worked on my stuff, so and so doesn't work. And not saying this customer will do that, but I do it with all customers. So if you think you're slick and you come over here with a POS and it's got a bunch of issues, and then you're going to try to blame it on me when you pick it up, that ain't going to work, because I got photo evidence and video evidence of your truck before I ever took it apart. So, and I got a little dirt off of his truck already. So, yeah, if you're doing this for other people, that's just one of those things. Just protect yourself, because no matter how good you think people are, it's the ones that you think wouldn't do it to you that'll do it to you. Just generally, like I say, the people that you wouldn't think you would have trouble with is the ones that you're going to have trouble with. I've learned this, and it sucks, but it's part of it. So let's get this bed snatched off this thing, and we got a whole front seat full of parts and back bed full of parts. So we're going to get all this stuff laid out, go through it, make sure we got everything, and go from there. Another thing we want to take note of is the wheel. The rear wheel and the fender wheel. This truck's been modified a bunch. We just want to make sure that the wheel is pretty centered in the fender wheel. This side looks pretty good. If anything, I don't think you're going to get much closer than that to square. Let's go check the passenger side, because not all these trucks, the rear end is, you never know. You could have a loose U-bolt on one side, and yeah, it looks pretty good. They have cut the bed a pretty good bit right here. You can actually see daylight through here. Where they have cut it for tire clearance. I'm not sure how we're going to approach that yet, but we're probably just going to put all the suspension on, and then maybe pull the bed sides out just a little bit or something to clear. They only need just a hair. So first things first, we're gonna take our 8 bed bolts out. We got 2 at the front on each side, and then we got 2 at the rear. One there and one there. If your truck has an aftermarket hitch on it, you might have to take the hitch off to get to this hole and possibly this hole, depending on how the hitch is made. But if it's factory or has a factory hitch, you won't have to. So we got our 8 bolts out. We're gonna put these up so we don't lose those while working on it. They always go on this tray. And then we got to take the tail lights loose and the gas door, and the bed will be ready to come off. So this bed's been off this truck before, obviously, because it's got a step notch in it. All the wires are hanging, so we're just gonna unclip all these and get it where we can get this bed snatched off real quick. Still changing spark plugs. Still trying to get this thing to run. Looks good for my house. Alright, so we're taking the gas door loose. Some people take these 3 7mm loose. Me, I always take the clip out and these 2 star heads, Torx bit, whatever you want to call them. And that's the way I've always done them, and then I just leave the whole cap on there. So you can do it however you want, but that's how I always do it. And once we get this out, we're gonna sit this thing down, spin it around, get the cherry picker, snatch the bed off, and we're ready to start doing fun stuff. All right, so we got the bed off. You see the step notch and all. Whoever done a really good job putting it in. I don't think it was me. I don't remember doing it.
Ain't no telling.
I can't remember them all. So we get asked a lot about how we get beds off. That's like one of the #1 questions we get asked. So I've got this bed dolly here. This one's antique. It's been around for years. It's took thousands, literally thousands of pickup truck beds off. It will not work on a step side 99 to 06 bed or 88 to 98 bed because they don't have this lip for it to hook under. So we use ratchet straps. If the bed has hooks, like the 99 to 06s have hooks, some of the 88 98s do not. All they have is the stake pocket holes up here. Gets a little hairy, but it's supposed to have knobs here. You can see that knob. You're supposed to be able to lock it down. These knobs are broke. The plastic's going off these. That's how old it is. Also, this center piece has been changed. The one that came with it was longer, and on the newer crew cab beds, the bed is so short, it's a 5.5 foot bed, that it was too long. It wouldn't go up under the lip. So I had to go find one of these that the slide would fit on, and that was shorter. So I didn't want to chop down the other one just in case I ever needed it. So this slide also has a lock screw on it, but like I say, it's like the rest of them. It's froze up, it's rusty, it's whatever. So we just got a couple C-channel clamps on it there to keep it from sliding, and it will still slide, won't it?
Yes, I'm telling you. What was his name?
It don't slide there. It slides here.
Yeah.
Scare you, didn't it?
Yeah, I about died one time.
We had one go.
Yeah, what was his name?
I don't remember.
The one that had the red and blue truck?
Red and blue.
The one with like the big old Ford Giotto wheels?
Red and blue.
Daddy, the old
one.
Antonio's truck. Yeah.
I was thinking like red and blue two-tone, not
no.
The blue truck with red fenders. Yeah, his bed said, and we about lost it too.
Took us like 45 minutes to put it in the shop.
But we're going to get this thing back in real quick, do some measuring. The wheel was centered in the wheel well. We showed you that already, so that's good. So we got our wheelbase measurement. We're going to measure off the frame and make sure that it's square in the truck before we go any farther. But both sides look pretty good. So the driver's side was like perfect. So we're going to base all our measurements off of that. So let's get it back in. You go back in for me, kid?
Maybe. Maybe.
All right, so I got the wheels pulled off. I've got jack stands under the rear end. I've got all the weight down on it that I can put on without having a bed on it. I was happy with the wheelbase here and the wheel well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to final set the pinion angle, but what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab some scrap metal over here and I'm gonna weld this rear end to this notch. Just clean me off a spot here, both sides, weld a piece of 1x1 or something in. That way the rear end doesn't move. I can pull all the suspension off. The gas tank needs to come out. We got to pull all these wires back and get a bare frame here so that we can start laying everything out. But I need to weld this to the notch first. Is the way I'm gonna approach it, so that I can take everything loose. So that makes sense. Once we get everything mocked up, we'll come back and set our final pinion angle and make sure everything's good with that. And well, I hear him pulling up. Hold on just a second. Who is this? Right there. Who's that? Gotta look at Brandon number 2. You know, he had an unfortunate accident with his other truck getting rear-ended. And he finally settled up with some insurance. What, today? Yesterday. And he had already found this truck. This was a local truck. Buddy ours had. And it's paid for.
It's paid for.
That's always nice. So you've seen this truck in a couple videos. The guy that owned it, his name was Reese. He's went on a couple cruises and stuff with us. But what do you think so far? This is legit. He just pulled up. Like, this is not planned or staged or anything. He just pulled up. So he just sent me a video a few minutes ago putting gas in it at the gas station for the first time. So what do you think so far?
I'm glad to be back in the bag truck.
Does it drive as good as your other one? Probably better.
Probably better.
It's probably tighter, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Especially after that SUV run over. So it's a super clean truck. Yeah. So Brandon's next step on his truck, he was planning on getting it painted. This saves that step because this truck has a really good paint job on it. It is super slick. You can tell it's dark out here and it's still shining.
It's
so
great. It ain't even washed. He ain't washed it. So I actually got to wash it. Put my intros on it.
So we got a set of 17-inch Eagles on it there. He said he's going to sell those and put his intros on it. So if that is a wheel that you're interested in, it's about $1,000. Got good tires on them, 4 good tires. Got all the center caps. They could probably.
They clean up really well.
Yeah, I've seen.
Or nothing like that in them.
I've seen them polished up, and they polish up good. So if that is something you're interested in, they will be for sale. Hopefully they're not sold by the time I post this video. They could be though. So yeah, that worked out good. Like, I was fixing to turn that clip off there and seen him come rolling down the driveway.
Never know when I might pop up. I pulled a Jose on you.
Yeah. So Brandon number 2's back in the bag truck. That's what we talking about. All right, now let's come in here and do another bag truck. Deacon, how you doing on the spark plugs over there, buddy?
Nah, he's not having
Not bad.
He is straight up not having a good time.
Number 8 there, like the whip dude. He was ready to give up and not do the other 4 there for a little while.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll trade you those to change the plugs in my LT car.
I'll go back to changing the ones in the Merc. Fuck all that.
All right, so passenger side was easy. We already got it ground down. This side, we got to make some room. We've got a ton of wires, brake lines. This brake line bracket got welded to the notch, so we're gonna have to cut that loose or work around it. Yeah, just cut the brake lines in two. You don't need those.
Rear brakes, all you need is front. It's good for burnouts. Cap it off.
We can get all these pulled off, and we'll be back in a minute. So I've already started it, and then I said, well, I want to be detailed on this one, so I need to film it. So I'll get all those loose, and we'll step on to the next one. Hey, Brandon spoke about him, and he showed up. What's up, buddy? He's here to watch us destroy another one.
I got close enough over in the area. He knew I needed
A haircut, yeah, you damn sure do. You look homeless. He looking a little fuzzy himself over there. All right, so Brandon just left, Deacon left, me and Jose's left here. We about done for the night, but we're still making waves. We got our rear end welded to the notch on both sides. Got a piece of flat plates, just a piece of scrap on this side, angle iron on that side. We got the shocks removed, which turned out to be a bigger ordeal than should have been because one of the bolts was seized up in the bracket. So we ended up pulling the entire right there lower bracket off. Got the bolt beat out. That one we just took the shock loose, but say this side we had to take the whole bracket loose. Next, I'm gonna work on getting everything off this gas tank pulled back because my next step is dropping the gas tank, getting it out of the way completely so that we can remove the leaf springs. We can't get the leaf spring bolt out with the gas tank still in there, so we got to drop it anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get it out of the way. We've got an evap canister over there we're gonna have to deal with when we get to that point. We also have an ECM back here for the tail lights and all, and I think this runs the fuel pump also. I'm not sure what all it runs, but that's gonna have to be relocated because we have an air tank and compressor and all. It's got to get mounted back here. Yeah, still a bunch to do. This is only day one, so we got a lot to do. All right, so next thing's next. We're gonna drop this tank out. Jose says stay a few more minutes to help me get this thing out. It's currently leaking gas real slow at the gas line, But all the lines that need to be disconnected have been disconnected. The little clips are kind of aggravating. I actually broke a couple of them. I'm gonna have to go find some parts store. I hope I can buy those. We got the evap canister out of here. We got all the lines disconnected from it. Everything's labeled. Harness is up out the way. We got our 15mm fixing to crawl up under here and zip these two straps loose. There's one here under the bottoms. 15mm go right up. And Jose's got the floor jack under the middle of the gas tank so that when the straps are loose, we can lower the gas tank down and get it drug out. And yeah, be back in just a second. One thing that I do know from looking at the pictures on NFamus's website is you're going to cut this rear cross member off flush with the frame, and you're also going to cut it off flush right here behind where the strap mounts up. And there is a spacer that goes in here, and basically what that does is that moves the back of this tank over. Why would you want to do that, you may ask? Well, the airbag mounts under the frame, and they move the gas tank over so you have enough room to fit your bag in there. Another problem is these kits require a 2,500 pound airbag to clear the gas tank. I noticed the customer's got some Dominator 2600, so those are not going to work. We're going to have to, I'm going to go ahead and see if I've got a new set of something 2,500 that I can use and just swap him out, or we may have to order something different. I'm not sure. So I haven't talked to the customer about where he even bought this stuff at, so we'll get to that point whenever we get to that point. So we're still a long way from needing an airbag. All right, so I got my Sawzall out with a long blade. First thing I'm gonna do is try to cut this mount off the frame here, cut it flush, and get that completely off. I need to cut this back, but I'm gonna cut this off the frame and then cut it on the table. I feel like I can get a flatter, straighter cut. I'm either gonna cut it on the table or in the Evolution chop saw if I can get it chalked up enough to go through it. So put y'all on time lapse and let's get this cut off. I'm gonna leave this one alone for right now. Still, I talk to Keith and get some specifics, but it's already pretty late at night. I had some stuff to get took care of and didn't get out here too late. I did also get the Duramax fixed. I got a junkyard transmission control module yesterday. Got it put in, and my guy Stuart come over today and flashed it, programmed it, and it's fixed. $400 later, she's back going. So I'm happy that that was all it took to get it going. All right, so we got this tube cut off. You can see here, it's not quite flush at the bottom. The blade walked out just a little bit, but it's fine. We're going to come in, clean this up flush, get all this undercoating and stuff off. And then we're going to do the same with the Crossmember. We're going to get it all cleaned up, get all this undercoating off everything so we can weld it up. I'm not 100% sure how high I need to raise it. So I'm going to wait till tomorrow before I start trying to mock anything up and put anything in. That way I can talk to Keith and kind of see what he says. So we'll be back tomorrow with that. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and cut this Crossmember completely out of the way, get it out there, because it doesn't need to be there anymore. It's going to be in the way to 3-link. All right, so I got my Crossmember over here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off flush. I tried to get it chopped up in the Evolution saw there, but this is not flat. So whenever you put it up against there, it's going to make a crooked cut, and we need that to be as straight as we can get it. So I'm going to throw my cut-off wheel on here and take my time, cut it around, and see if I can get me a nice, good flat cut. Oh, I ain't no smart man, but I'm pretty sure that goes just like that. It fits perfect, which is what you expect from Keith every time. So, yeah, that's nice. They've got it. There's some lines there. I'm assuming that's where they put it in the machine to bend it, but they don't really show up with anything or line up with anything else on this Crossmember. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory there on this. This is your spacer that's going to move the back of the gas tank away from the frame just slightly. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish cleaning this up some more, get me some brake clean, get all this undercoating off that I can, and get it ready to weld on. All right, I got this bracket welded on. I didn't weld right here in the center where the clip is, because the clip needs to go all the way over. You can see right there, it's not quite as far over as it needs to be, so I didn't want to put a weld there and make it where it holds it off. And then on the top, I welded it, and the weld was sticking up above the bracket, so I just took a grinder and knocked it back down just a little bit, just enough so it wasn't sticking up above it, I don't know if it's going to be a clearance issue or not. I went ahead and ground this side down around it. I'm going to grind this flush with this bracket because we have a plate that's going to stick up here and weld on too. So I want to get that welded on first. I'm going to keep grinding on this and I'll be back. Alright, so I got that bracket welded out. I got the other side ground down flush, put it on a flat level surface. You can see it right here. It's flat level with the table. I got that done. And I'm going to wait till tomorrow when I call Keith and ask him a couple questions. But I'm going to go ahead and start getting the suspension loose. I've got the rear end welded to the notch so it can't move. So I'm going to take the leaf springs, U-bolts, and all that stuff loose and start working on getting all that stuff free. So the only problem with it is there's going to be a little bit of pressure on it because I collapsed the suspension and then welded it up. So maybe I don't get hit with nothing flying. All right, y'all, it's the end of night 2, and we got a bunch done. For the amount of time I was out here, I was only out here, I don't know, an hour or something like that. Gas tank crossmember cut off, we showed you that. We got that new plate welded to it. We got all the suspension off, leaf springs, everything's gone. I do know on this kit, these hangers have to be removed, and that's quite the job. I've done it a couple times, so that's probably gonna be high on the priority list, that and this gas tank crossmember. Getting it cut out, raised up, and welded back in because those two cross members are the basis for our raised gas tank cross member from NFamus with our 3-link front mount in it. So there's a lot going on here. We're going to get through it, figure it out, show you how to do it so that whenever you get ready to do this on your truck, maybe you'll know how to do it. So like I say, I'm just not familiar with this kit like I am the OBS and the new body style trucks, but these 07 up trucks like this, I have not done a underframe kit, so I'm learning as I go, but we're gonna get it. We'll see y'all day 3. Oh, day 3, got some supper in me. KK's over here vacuuming out her car. Say hey. We got a new shop vac. Deacon tore my other one up. It's like 6 years old and it quit while he was using it, and he felt the need to go buy me another one.
Thanks, Deacon.
Yeah, appreciate that, Deacon. So, like I say, we got some supper. We're back at the house. Just get out here and get the lights turned on. Get after it. All right, so I got the frame ground down flush. Got all the undercutting off from the notch up to where this bracket's going to weld on. I was about to tack it in, but then I got to think about it. It'd probably be a lot easier to cut this one out before I weld that one on, just because it's simpler to get to. We got room to stand over there. We also have these 2 crossbars that's already been welded in, so that's going to keep the frame from twisting up. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the sawzall, cut these off, and get it cleaned up, and then show you what to do with that crossmember. All right, I got the front gas tank crossmember cut out. I took the sawzall and just cut straight down the frame. On this, the driver's side one, I actually managed to get behind that weld and cut it off flush with the frame. This side, it was on the outside of the weld, so it's still there, but we're not welding this side back on, so I'll grind that down whenever I get to it. But first, I'm going to cut this crossmember off right here at the gas tank strap mount, just like we did the other one, and all this is going to go away. So we're going to get that cut real quick, and we're going to wire wheel some of this right here, clean it up, and get ready for this bracket. All right, so I showed you cleaning all that up over here. Zoom in here a little bit. So the factory front crossmember, I just cut it off flush. I was going to cut that off, but I really needed to reference where to mount the crossmember back up. I talked to Keith today, and he said that they generally raise the gas tank up on these trucks 1.5 inches. So that's the number I'm going to shoot for. I know that whenever you have the bed on and this rail is going across here, the gas tank is pretty close to it. So once you raise the gas tank up, we're going to have to notch this crossmember under the bed for the gas tank. And the crossmember is only 2 inches tall. So 1.5 inches, I can see where that would be where they would want to go. Also, if you go much higher than that, it's going to be into the cab. And we may have to trim that lip. I may go ahead and trim it anyway. Just I'm not 100% sure. But now I've got to get in here and clean this frame up. This undercutting stuff is nasty, and it's a pain to get off. So I'm going to get in there with the wire wheel, get it stripped down, and get it ready to do some welding. All right, so I got this bracket tacked on. I lined the top of the cross member up. It's going uphill, and the bracket is going uphill, so I'm assuming that that's the way it's supposed to be. We won't know till we go to put the gas tank in at the end, but so I got that. But this lip right here is hitting the back of the cab, so I need to trim it off. I got all that clean. What I did, I hit it with a wire wheel on the grinder, got majority of it off, and then if you put brake clean on a rag, spray it down with brake clean real good, and then spray some on a rag, most of that undercoating stuff will wipe off, and then you come back with a flat disc and just shiny it up. So I'm gonna get this cut off and see if we can get it mocked up. We need to get this one mocked up and that one, and I made the decision I'm gonna go ahead and cut that lip on the bottom of the cab. I'll show you that once I get it cut, and I'll be back. All right, so I've been thinking about how to get these cross members welded back in, back where they were, and level with each other, so that when I go to put the gas tank back in, it'll fit like it's supposed to. Wouldn't that be important, kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, very important.
Kind of important.
So NFamus includes this, when you get their raised gas tank cross member, it includes this bar that welds between the two cross members, because you're cutting them off, and then you're going to tie in a piece of DOM here. Show them around. So these holes are just for looks, and then you got a piece of DOM tubing that's going to go in here. So I've been thinking about how to get them back level, and this is how. So I'm going to line that up where it goes, and then this one is going to sit on this end, and I'm going to take a straight edge and put across here and make sure that they're level. I'm going to tack one and then straight edge it and make sure they're level, and if they are, I'm going to weld them to this, and then I'm going to weld them to the frame. I got the bottom of the cab notched already. I'll show you that in just a minute when we go back over there. But I also need to weld around this bracket here. Show 'em.
Oh, on this side.
Yeah, I just got it tacked. I need to weld around it. One thing about this is it doesn't cover up where your straps go in. So your gas tank straps have to hook in here. So these brackets stop right at the top of the hole on both of them. So that's nice that you're not going to have to fight with that to get the gas tank back in. Also, if you're not in a hurry when you start on one of these trucks, if you will take if you got access to a heated pressure washer and some diesel, if you'll spray the frame down with diesel and let it sit, spray it again, let it sit, and then pressure wash it, all this stuff will come off. We've done that on we done that on one a while back, and it worked really good.
I didn't know that.
But my heated pressure washer is not here, so I needed to start on this when I started on it, and I didn't have access to it at the moment. It was at work, so yeah, we're doing it with a wire wheel and a grinder. It sucks, but I'm gonna get these tacked up and I'll show you in just a second what it looks like. All right, so this one here is pretty self-explanatory. It's square, fits the cross member perfectly. Got it tacked on. We want to make sure that this is level so that the gas tank will be level when it goes in. So this one's just sitting here. We got our level across the bottom. These two gas tank strap mounts, and we're gonna tack this one on real good. We got it as far forward as we can get it, where we still got a little bit of meat to weld to, just a little bit. There is some play in the straps a little bit. You just want to make sure that the mounting holes are level. You don't want the screw trying to go in. You don't want this twisted, basically, is what I'm trying to say, because that screw needs to come straight in from the bottom, and if it's cocked this way a little bit or this way a little bit, you're gonna catch hell getting it in there. So we're gonna get this tacked together, and then it is ready to tack into the truck. I still have to weld around this one. I'm gonna weld it before I weld it in the truck, but I'm not gonna show you that. We'll go ahead and get it welded out, and we'll be back in a minute. Well, what's good in theory is not always good once you perform it. So I tacked this together, and I said before I weld it, I'm gonna test fit it. Test fit. I'm glad I did, because this is way too far forward and it doesn't fit the frame just right. So I got to doing some measuring. I went over that gas tank, show it right there behind. I measured from center of where the strap is to center of where the strap is. And it's 22.5. So center of this cross member, center of this cross member is 25. So it's 2.5 inches too far forward. So we've got plenty of meat here to bring it back 2.5 inches and retack it. And then I've got to do some figuring out with this bracket. and figure out what I got to do to make it fit flush against the frame. The frame looks like it's maybe bent or something. I don't know what's up with that. Like right around the bolt hole where the leaf spring bolt went through. I got to figure that out. But I'm gonna cut this loose, move it forward, set my distance right here. I'm actually gonna set it off of this, which will be 22.5. So I'm gonna set that, and then double check it with the bolt holes, make sure that everything's square this way, and test fit it again. So measure it first, people.
Yeah.
Measure it first. Don't just assume, because you know what happens when you assume, right?
Yep.
What happens?
That.
Make an ass out of you and me.
What's that off of?
My teacher told me that. Miss Griffiths told me that in 9th grade. I don't know. It is actually off a movie. But all right, let me get back to work. All right, after several tries and frustration, I finally got it tacked where I need it to be, I believe. I got this tacked in, and then this one's already welded out. So I got this one flat on the table, and then I clamped this one to the table where it would be flat. And I ended up having to trim some off, and I trimmed a little bit too much, but that ain't nothing I can't weld up. And I've got it flush with the top of this bracket. Yeah, I think I finally got it. It's still got to be welded all the way out, all the way around. I'm gonna test fit it one more time, and if it's good, I'm gonna weld it out and leave it overnight, let it be cooling. And then tomorrow when I get here, I can get it tacked into the frame and get it where it needs to be. So I'll let y'all know how that goes in a minute. All right, so I test fit it, fits perfect. That one, the front one, I'm probably gonna have to put a clamp on it at the very bottom. It had a little bit of a gap, and that's gonna be an overhead weld, so we need it flush. But other than that, it's all welded out, it's ready to go. Tomorrow when we get here, we can stick it in, get it tacked in, we can move on to something else. I wanted to get that part done foremost, get it out of the way, and then next we're gonna work on getting these hangers off. This job is gonna be like a whole series of dirty jobs. There's no way around it. Also, we're going to remove the parking brake cables. They're right in the way of where the airbag is going to be, and the customer said he's not worried about it, so we're not going to even try to relocate them, which I don't really know where you would relocate them to. So they're going to get axed, cut off, and yeah, still clicking along on this thing. That is the end of day 3. Oh, it's day 4 on this thing, and today's my birthday, so it's like 8:30 and I just got out here because, well, I had to do birthday things, and KK fed me and they got me some stuff, and yeah, I didn't get out here real early. So first thing on the list, we're gonna get this gas tank cross members tacked in, measure it out 100 times, make sure they're in the right spot, and once I get it tacked in, I'll show you and kind of how I'm gonna go about measuring it to make sure it's 1.5 inches higher. I may be crazy and not even get it in the right spot. We'll figure it out. All right, so I got this cross members tacked up here. I'll show you kind of what we look like. We got our spacer brackets welded fully to the cross members. We got this piece welded in fully. And what we did is, why I didn't pull this tape out and lock it first, I don't know. But, all right, she's locked up. On the inside of this cross member right here is the hole where the original tube was. And if you look right there, that tube is flush with the top of that new bracket, and it is exactly 1.5 inches. Back here, I've done the same on the piece of the cross member that was left. Measured it up. Dead on 1.5 inches. And that's it. She's tacked in. I'm going to put a few more tacks on it, and then that's going to be it until I get everything mocked up, because I want to make 100% sure that that's in the right spot. And if you're out here by yourself like I am tonight, a couple jack stands, hold it in place, and I just kind of finagled them where I needed them, got them there, and tacked it up. I done the rear one first, and then I came back in. I actually had to do this one twice. I tacked it the first time, it was 1 3/8 inches, so I had to cut it loose and raise it up a little bit more. But like I said, I'm gonna put a few more tacks on this, and we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, so next up on this cross member install is the front of the 3-link mount part of it. They built this. It's very, very well designed, so you can't screw it up. It fits right up against the frame. You got to come in and get all this undercutting off. The part sucks, I'm telling you. Hit it with a wire wheel, spray some brake cleaner on it, spray brake cleaner on a microfiber, wipe it off. It'll get it down good, and then you can come back with it'll look like this. You can hit it with a flat disc, get shiny metal, But this fits great right through there. It's flush. I mean, I didn't cut that off. That's the way it comes. So you pretty well know it's right. There's also it was laying there until I was about to hit record and it fell. There's a cross brace here. I mean, I'm assuming you could weld it to this side, but the only picture that I can find on their website that shows where they got this welded is here. So that's what I'm gonna go with. And we got plenty of clearance up here for the 3-link, and I'm gonna tack it in right there, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, so I got it tacked down. I want y'all to look how well this thing fits. There, and all the way around the tubing. There's no gap whatsoever. Fits great. But it's gonna be a lot easier for me to weld that on that welding table. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock this tack and that tack loose, take this back out as an assembly. If I can get it out, I should be able to. And then weld it on the table, and then I'm gonna drop all of it back in and weld it all up together. So give me just a minute and I will get that on the table for us. All right, so I got the this bar welded all the way around. You can see how good it still fits. It pulled just a little bit, but I mean, if we can weld this corner gap up, we can definitely weld that up, no problem. I don't even think you could stick no dollar bill in there. But anyway, so that's got to be welded all the way around. This on both sides, we'll weld it all the way around. But for right now, we're going to put a few more tacks on it to make sure it doesn't move. And then we're going to leave it like that. We'll leave it like that for the rest of the install until we get everything mocked up and finalized and make sure that everything fits like it's supposed to. Because it's a lot easier to cut 5 or 6 tack welds loose and move it than it is to cut it loose once it's fully welded. And I've been there. I've welded something completely out and then went to put it back together and it just did not work. I had to cut it all back loose and start over. And it's usually after you paint it and everything else before you figure it out. So those are always fun. But this video is already getting kind of long. Last time I was editing, we was about 25 minutes. So we probably 35 minutes in right now. And this is going to take several videos. And it's my birthday, so I'm going to go inside and relax a little bit on my birthday. If you're checking in and all you need to know was how to install the raised gas tank crossmember, this is a perfect video for you because that's what it shows. When we come back, we're going to start cutting the hangers off, factory hangers. We're going to get those off the frame completely smoothed down. And we're going to start getting those lower link bars mocked up. Keith told me to set everything up at ride height, and I told him the truck was already lowered like 11 inches in the back, and he was like, that's probably where I'd set it up at then. I said, well, perfect, because that's where it's welded to the frame at. I will, before I weld the wishbone in, I will check the pinion angle, set it where I want it. I need to crawl under the truck and kind of see where the transmission is at so I can mirror opposite the pinion on the rear end. Generally, it's going to be about 3 degrees up is where we like them. Some of these newer trucks, the pinion angle is on, or the transmission angle is like 6-7 degrees down. We have to put a shim in there to get it where we want it. But we'll address all that when we get to it. But I appreciate y'all checking this one out. I'm going to keep right on rolling on this thing this week and into the weekend and see how much I can get done. Because I promised the guy, or I didn't promise him, but I told him probably about 2 weeks to do the install. That was before I realized it was an underframe kit, and I've got a bunch more stuff to cut off. And I'm not familiar with it, like I said 15 times already. Also, I'm going to remove these. I'm going to remove those. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to remove them, because on Antonio's truck videos, like 9 people commented and was like, why didn't you take the rear hangers off? It's just extra work, and it's a good tie-down point on the trailer. So, honestly, just because I was lazy and I didn't do it, if y'all want to know the truth. But I'm going to get out of here. I've been rambling for about 3 minutes now, and I appreciate y'all coming back, supporting us. Send these videos to your friends. Tell them to hit the subscribe button. We're trying to grow this thing. I am very appreciative to every one of y'all. We want to keep growing it. The more we grow it, the more it gets out there, and the more stuff that we can build. I mean, we get up there where some of these other people's at. We may build all kind of crazy stuff. We don't know. But I appreciate all 13,400 and X number that is subscribed now. I appreciate each one of y'all that keeps coming back. And if you're not subbed, hit the sub button. It doesn't cost anything. So I appreciate y'all, and I'm going to get out of here. See y'all later.